Hello there, everybody. So I've been trying to make a video for a little bit since getting back, but for some reason, when it comes to these videos, I, I don't know. I guess I wouldn't call it perfectionism, but I'm unhappy. I tend to be unhappy with the videos after I make them for some reason. So hopefully this will be the last one I make for here. So, what's been going on since I last made a video? Well, obviously, the last video I made was before Christmas break, and I went on Christmas break, and that was really nice. I drove from Florida to Illinois, and that was actually a really pleasant road trip. Going up anyway. Um, I've never gone on a long road trip by myself, so it was interesting. It was nice. I could listen to whatever I wanted to listen to. I could stop whenever I wanted to stop. It was just really nice. So I pretty much most of the way just listened to audiobooks. When I've gone on long car trips before, I've never been able to do that because either no one else wants to listen to audiobooks, they want to listen to music, or you can't because your parents are talking over the ham radio in your car, and so they turn down the audiobook and they turn up the radio. So it was really nice to be able to do that this time. Now, while I was there, I before had plans to do stuff, like maybe write a couple of short stories, do a whole bunch of stuff with friends and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I didn't do terribly much of that. I mostly sat and read a book and played games on my tablet. And honestly, that is what vacation should be. Vacation should be being able to do nothing. Okay? Like, you may have this plan and you think, oh, I got all this time off, I can do all this other stuff. Yeah. I mean, if you can manage to do that, fine. But I think vacations really should be the chance for you to be lazy and do nothing. But now, that's not to say that I didn't do anything. I mean, I did do some productive stuff. Like, I went and cut wood with my dad. I went skiing. I'm sure I did other stuff. And then, of course, there was Christmas, which is all just really nice and everything. It's just a nice time. And, of course, I got stuff. I know that's not what all Christmas is about, but I got stuff. One of the things being this microphone that you can't see because it's out of the shot. But basically, it's a new microphone, much better than the one I was using, which was a good microphone, but this one is better. And so I'm using it to record the audio right now. So after break, of course, came the road trip back, which I have to admit wasn't quite as great as the one coming up because, well, I was all depressed about leaving. I got to be home for 2 whole weeks, and then I was leaving. So I was kind of bummed out, leaving and everything. But on the flip side, I did get to listen to some new audiobooks, most of them being collections of short stories, and some of them were really weird, but very interesting. Now, here's a little bit of advice. If you are going to travel a long distance and you're going to use your debit card to buy stuff, make sure there's enough money in your account so that way you don't get overdrawn. Because from the trip coming back, I didn't bother to put any money in before I left home, and so now I've had 3 purchases on my card, which overdrew my account, and so now not only is my account at negative $43, but I'm gonna owe my bank $90. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. But anyway, on with how this new quarter is going. So, first off, I've got new roommates. I've met them both. I've known them for a few days, and they seem like normal, average stand-up guys. So, yeah, they're friendly and everything's pretty good. I don't really know what else to say about them. I mean, I don't know that much. I don't know that much about them. I do want to quickly mention the classes I had from the last quarter. I did pass both of those. I'm not entirely sure what my grades were on one of them. With my instrument, I believe I got a 90 point something or other. So I passed that class, and then the other class, the small group development and church planting, I don't know what I got. I've never seen my grade on that. As a matter of fact, I've never seen any of my grades for that class while having that class. Kind of strange. But I do know that I passed the class because I made Dean's List. People who got either A's for their final grade or averaged out at least B's. So I know I must have passed the class with a relatively high score, I guess. And so now there are new classes that I am taking, although it's a little bit confusing. I'll explain. So first of all, there is Christianity and World Religions. I had that class yesterday. It's a very interesting class. There are some things about like Bible stories, like Jonah and Moses. We kind of talked a little bit like there's a significant part about that I never knew, things I never realized, and so that brought it in. It brought it into a whole new light. So it was very, very fascinating, just some of the stuff we learned. And the other class I'm supposed to be doing is Commercial Ground School. However, the other students who are supposed to be taking that are not taking it. The reason being, the questions have been upgraded. All right, the questions have been, they put new questions into their tests, which is good. You should always keep up to date with your questions and stuff. But we have the old books. And so basically what we would be studying would be wrong. And we wouldn't be adequately prepared to take tests and stuff like that. And so I don't know if I'm going to take it or not, because the question bank is not correct. What I'm going to do this later today, is talk to our president and see if I can get out of doing commercial ground, but then switch to tailwheel ground school. And then I could also do some of the flight training for that and build up some of my hours. And if I can at least just get out of the commercial ground school class, that would give me time to study for an instrument, my instrument written, and then also to take my instrument check ride. That would give me a lot more free time that I would devote time to and actually do, actually study it, because if I only have one class, I can devote time to like that and actually study it. So that, in a nutshell, is the new stuff going on. But now, with coming back here, I do have a few personal projects that I'm hoping to start working on. One of them being, of course, my mealworm farm, which I've talked about in a couple of videos. I haven't started that yet because, like I said, my card got overdrawn, and so I haven't gone to the store to buy the stuff that I need. Hopefully that all gets straightened out and I can use my debit card again, and hopefully work picks up here soon so that way I can have some money in my account. Another personal project that I don't know if I'll actually do, hopefully I will because I have a lot more time this quarter, is to actually finish learning Russian. I have these audio lectures from this program called Pimsleur. It's really great, but I've never actually gotten through it because I've just never gotten through it. So I'm hoping to finish it. It's like 31 lessons. It's something you can do in a month. So I'm hoping to finish that. I don't know if I'll start it this week or if I'll start it next week. I'll start it sometime once I get everything figured out. It shouldn't be too much trouble. It's only a half an hour out of my day. we'll just have to see how that goes. That's all for now. So, I will see y'all sometime in the future, if I don't die.